Whatever you don't achieve now, at this your tender age, you will regret it. The greatest shock of my life was the day an 80-year-old man came to me and requested me to help him to conquer a certain habit that has been eating deep into his life. This man told me something that shocked me beyond belief. That for more than 50 years, he has been battling with masturbation. And now he wants to break free from this habit. When he told me this, my first reaction was pity. And not any kind of pity, it was a strange pity. Why did I call it a strange pity? I called it a strange pity because I told myself, his case is a hopeless one. And I said, even if this man is going to live another 20 years in the world before he dies, he will be found masturbating 5 seconds before being buried. Why did I say this? Why I say this is simply this. At old age, it will be difficult for you to change a lot of things. Have you ever asked yourself why our people, the Igbos, used to say, Nada mwake benanka? An elderly Pope, Benedict XVI, wrote a book he called The Last Testament. In that book, he reflected and said something about human age. He said, at old age, life has taken its shape. Fundamental decisions have been made. There are things you can't change anymore. I have not forgotten the story. I think I won't share the story with you. Of a young boy called Victor. Victor is known as the naked boy of Aveyron. What is it about this boy? Victor was a boy that was discovered in the southern France, in a place called Saint-Senin, in a state called Saint-Senin in Aveyron. When this boy was discovered, everything about him reflected him as a human being. However, his conduct and manners were that of animal. He was walking on fours, both legs and hands, foraging for acorns, reeds, and just the way animals behave. He was climbing trees, making sounds like animals. When this boy was discovered, people looked at him and they began to ask themselves, is this person a human being or an animal? A group of psychiatrists came and picked the boy and looked at him. Every feature about him reflected that of a human being. Yet his manners and conduct were that of an animal. This boy was handed over to a psychiatrist named Etad. And this psychiatrist promised himself that he's going to do everything possible to restore this boy to a normal human being. And he started. When he started doing everything possible, training him, bathing him with warm water, doing everything to raise him like a normal human being. Victor died at the age of 40. But before he died, Victor could only utter few inconceivable sounds. This was the kind of sound he was making before he died. He was unable to use human language. And the psychiatrists began to make further investigation. And one investigation they made, they discovered that this boy, when he was born, was probably abandoned in the bush by his parents or his mother. And then a chimpanzee picked the boy and raised him. A human being raised by a chimpanzee was behaving like a chimpanzee. But because of his long disconnection from human community, he could not speak human language. And they say he was too old to speak human language, because by the time he was discovered, the part of the brain responsible for speech formation has grown atrophy. he could not use human language before he died. After reading this story, I was saddened by this. That you can be too old to learn something. One can be too old to learn something. That is why your youthful stage is the age of great achievement, age of discovery, age of adventure, age of impact. God has given you so much energy in your youth. Youth is known for exuberance, is known for courage, is known for strength. That energy is not for fun. It's not for noise making. It's not for gallivanting and joking. It's for exploits. It's for achievement. Many of you are not doing it. If you don't make hay while the sun shines, time will come when you look back and you regret. Don't squander your youth, wasting your life. You should have a goal that every day you are focused, you are working on it, you want to achieve it. It should keep you busy and moving. Somebody said that dream is not what you do while you sleep. Dream is what keeps you awake every night. There is this thing that is this burning tenacity and desire to succeed. And it begins now. I have not forgotten the way Shakespeare put it. Because when I tell you, you can be too old to achieve something, you may think I'm joking. Long before now, Shakespeare made a statement with regard to this when he said, there is a tide in the affairs of men, which taken at the flood leads to fortune. Omitted, all the voyage of your life is bound in shallows and miseries. On such a full sea, are we none afloat. And we must take the current when it serves or lose our ventures. If you don't take the current, if you don't take the opportunities life is presenting before you at this hour, time will come when those opportunities will come, you can do nothing about it. Because you have passed the age, you have become too old to develop that skills. Adam wake benanka. No one learns the use of left hand in old age. It is none. Whatever you want to be begins now. Don't wait until you become too old to learn to start doing something about your life. Opportunities come most times once. An American bishop captured this so beautifully when he said, every moment comes to us pregnant with divine purpose. Time being so precious that God deals it out second by second. Once it leaves your hand and you have power to deal with it as you please, forget it. It plunks into eternity to remain there forever, whatever you made of it. But many of you waste. You are dying as if you have it there, you can always get it. If I tell you the number of people who are regretting because of the way they squander their youth, you understand. If any of you can read this book by Oscar Wilde, The Picture of Dorian Gray, if you read that book, you will get to a point where a man called Lord Henry was advising a young boy of your age. Dorian, he told him, the world belongs to you for a season. There is such a little time that your youth will last. The common hay flowers wither, but they blossom again. The laburnum will be as yellow next June as it is now, but we never get back our youth. The pulse of joy that beats in us at 20 becomes sluggish at 80. Our limbs fail. Our senses rot. We degenerate into hideous puppets, haunted by the memory of passions of which we were too afraid to pursue. Time will come when you will look back. By that time, maybe sickness, maybe old age has made you vulnerable. has hacked away at your health and you are too sick to do anything. It is then that you will realize this statement. The firewood you gathered in your old age is what you use. In rain season, in dry season, is what you use in old age. Whenever I look at some of you, I am saddened because the prospect is already obvious. It's a bleak future. I don't see that enterprising spirit. I don't see that zeal. I don't see that burning tenacity to succeed. And you think you are doing me? Come on, let's tell ourselves the truth. I've always told you this. I am going to do everything possible to make sure I give you best in this school. But whatever you become tomorrow is your choice. And I want to be bold to look at you tomorrow anywhere I see you and tell you, I did everything possible to make you succeed. Whatever you have become is your choice. It's all left for you. Your work is fast approaching. I've told you to be solving your past questions, to submitting to me, and the rest. How many of you? The other day I was with those in the hostel. It was terrible. Let me tell you, if you think you are doing me, if you know what it takes me to sit down and start going through your past questions every day, if you know what it takes me, anytime you see me, you will say kudos. I can decide to go to my room, sit down and sleep. It doesn't remove anything from me. But from time to time, I do tell myself, these guys are still young. I need to help them to manage their life. Because tomorrow, they will look back and be grateful because of the rules and impact that the teachers made in their life. I wouldn't have been where I am if not for the rules and impact those who came before me made. There are truths I discovered when I had almost gone far. I won't share it with you. The day I read Think Big by Ben Carson, that was 2 years to becoming a priest in my theology too. After reading that book, the first question I asked myself was this: where was this book all through my life? How come I didn't read this book maybe in my secondary school so that I would have applied the principles and the things I learned from that book? These are the things we are telling you now. The work has just been released. Of course, the previous year did very well, but we have not been able to hit our target. People who are making 9A1 every now and then, they don't have 7 heads. They don't. And none of them sleeps and wakes up and makes that kind of result. It begins with your disposition and decision to make a change. Please open that door so that air can be coming in. Can open the window. So the point I want to stress this morning in this brief meeting I'm having with you guys is this: for you to know that you can be too old to learn something. And if you know you can be too old to learn something, you begin now. I don't know the man who said, if you know you have a great mission to accomplish, you start early in life. I once shared with you the principle of success by Malcolm Gladwell when he said that if you apply 10,000 hour rule, you will become a world-class professional in any field. Now, to apply 10,000 hour rule, if you are given 3,000 every day, it will take you 10 years, 9 years plus to hit 10,000 hour rule. Now, if this is what is going to take you, imagine starting that at the age of 80, when you are already sick, when you are already at the evening of your life, about to approach grave. I'm a priest, still in my 30s. When I go for medical checkup, we normally do it every year. Once I put my age, the nurse will tell me, these are the kind of labs you are recommended for you. And then the doctor said, the nurse said, once you turn 40, You start going for prostate test and the rest. When I was newly ordained, we'll be in the ref eating, and then I'll be eating red meat, eating this, eating this. The elder priest look at me and laugh and say, "Nah, enjoy, you are still young. By the time you turn 40 and you understand, you start eating some of those things." These things are fact. These things are real. If some of these people you see, many of you, your dads, your moms, many of them, you see them taking one drug or the other, they cry of arthritis, they cry of these things. Old age comes with a lot of baggages. That is when your energy level drops. That is when one sickness comes to hack away at your life. And you begins to support your life with one medication or the other. It is now that you are young and youthful that every energy should be invested to achieve your desired goal.